Hi, welcome back to English 111 Online. This week we're going to be doing a little bit of double duty in our assignments. You still have to do your rough draft for your Project 3 comparison and contrast essay, and you have to have that turned in. The extension was until October the 13th, so October the 13th before midnight. So I'm going to need some time to give you some feedback on that before you turn in your final. Remember, you can always use smart thinking feedback too. I'm not requiring you to do it, but it was helpful to you last time, so certainly you can do that and use the feedback from them for your final essay. So that final essay has been extended before midnight on October the 23rd. Now I have the dates on here for October 22nd, but I'm going to go back and change them to the 23rd. I just got confused on my dates, so sorry about that. I'll change that later. This week, you're going to, in addition to working on Project 3 and trying to finish that up, you're going to be working or looking ahead to Project 4. So view my video this week, which is what you're doing, and then view the link for the UN 17 Global Goals website, because that's what you're going to use as your basis for a topic for Project 4 and Project 5, the last two core projects of the semester. So after you look at those, and I'll look at them with you in just a moment, but there's a video for you to view about the 17 global goals. And when you view that video, there is a global goals, 321 journal. Excuse me for yawning. It's at night and I'm tired. Complete the goals of the 321 journal for a course grade. So I'll show you that too in just a moment. There's your apply your revisions to your Project 3 final essay. Submit it on midnight before October the 23rd. And then you'll see here I've got the 22nd. I mean the 23rd. I'm going to go back and fix those numbers. By the time you see this video, hopefully those numbers will be fixed there. All right, so let's take a look at the overview of core projects 4 and 5. This is what's coming up for the rest of the semester. It is going to be research-based. Project 4 is going to be an essay that you're going to write, a research-based essay, and Project 5 is going to be an annotated bibliography and an infographic that you're going to create based on what you write about in your Project 4, the essay. All of the sources that you use must meet the CRAP test, and there's a link to it right there, but I've already pulled it up and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about when I say the CRAP test. Here is the document right here, and there you'll see a couple of other different forms for worksheets later on. But you're going to need to use this CRAP test to the CRAAP test, and here's what it does for you. It says when you search for information, you're going to find lots of it, but is it good information? You'll have to determine that for yourself, and the CRAP test can help. The CRAP test is a list of questions to help you evaluate the information you find. Different criteria will be more or less important depending on your situation or need. And we're going to really start full-fledged researching on it next week, but this week I'm going to have you at least look into it and see what you're interested in doing, what topic you're interested in for this. Here's the evaluation criteria. It must be current. It must be relevant. It must have some authority. In other words, written by information provided by someone who has a right to give you that kind of information. Accuracy and purpose. And so you can read all those questions and see about what the CRAP test actually is involved in. For each one of your sources, you will need to complete a CRAP test worksheet that I'm going to provide for you next week. When you full-fledged get into your researching, you're going to have 5 to 6 resources for this project, for this essay, and for these the follow-ups for Project 5 that meet this CRAP test. So I'm going to require you to do a worksheet on each one of your sources. All right. Global goal, the global problem solution based. All right, one of the problems from the UN 17 global goals. This is a live link to that right here. I've already pulled it up, and I'll pull it up right here. This is a wonderful site. In 2015, you can read right here, world leaders agreed to 17 goals for a better world by the year 2030. Well, here we are 3 years later in 2018. So we're working on it, but we're still continuing to work on it. These goals have the power to end poverty, fight inequality, and stop climate change. Guided by the goals, it is now up to all of us, governments, businesses, civil society, and the general public, to work together to build a better future for everyone. And I thought this is a wonderful source that you could choose a topic that you want to do your research on. It takes us into that global aspect of our course, but it also has something worthy of you looking into as your topic for this research part of the of Project 4. Okay, so here are the 17 goals. No poverty, zero hunger, wouldn't that be wonderful? Good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality. We've been talking a lot about gender equality, and so if you want to continue with that, that's one of their goals. That's number 5. 6, clean water and sanitation. 7, affordable and clean energy. Decent work and economic growth. Industry motivation and infrastructure. 10, reduced inequalities, and that is in like terms of possessions, wealth, that sort of thing. Sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life on land, peace, justice, and strong institutions, partnerships for the goals. So all of these 17 goals, they put a 14th one down here. If you're interested in life under the earth, conserve and sustainably use the ocean, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. That's a mouthful. You can use this one right here. Now, each one of these has something for you to click on to get more information. What if I'm interested in, let's see, we've been talking so much about this gender inequality. I think I'm going to click on that just to see what it has. And so I want you to explore this and look at several of these goals and see which one you feel like you would be interested in looking at and researching for your paper. Gender equality, achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. If that is something that you're interested in, then there's information here on that. It says, together we can eradicate prejudice and work for equal rights and respect for all. Well, that sounds like a good thing. And then I can keep scrolling down, and they have some things that you can get inspired by here. That you can click on and look at this, things that are already going on. Here's a lesson for India, thanks to teachers. I will talk about the global goals everywhere I go and with everyone I meet. Lots of things that you can look at. And then for the targets, these are the targets for that particular global goal. To end discrimination against women and girls. And the second one, end all violence and exploitation of women and girls. So there might be one of these that you're more particularly interested in pursuing than some of the others, and you could make your focus of your paper on that. Eliminate forced marriages and genital mutilation. Thank goodness that doesn't happen in our country, but it does happen in some countries in the world. So anyway, you can look through and see, and then they even have ways that you can get involved and stay updated about it, and lots of information. Another thing about the Global Goals website is this source resources right here. When you click on that, you'll see a lot of different information here. Explore it all. Click on it. It's not going to hurt anything to just read some and become more familiar with it. But it also has some cool logos that you can use. When we get to the part where you're going to make your own infographic, some of these things may come in very handy for you to use, and they give you permission and guidelines about how to use these brands, the Global Goals brand, and all of these icons for the different goals. They give you guidelines of how to use them, and so that would be something that would be helpful to you when you get ready to do that infographic that you're going to be working on. But let's don't worry about the infographic yet. I'll give you instructions for that later. I just want you to find something that you are interested in, and scroll on down past all these icons that you can use later on, and they even have some things that maybe you want to make it a desktop icon or whatever, about no thanks for straws or plastic bottles, because that's causing a lot of pollution and it's ruining our earth. After that, you get down to the Global Goals films that are down here, and I have a link directly to one of them, but there are all kinds of videos that you can look at down here. Maybe one of these will be something you're interested in. So you can just explore that website. That's what I want you to do, because you're going to choose one of those 17 global goals as the basis for your research and for your project for essay. All right. As far as something for a grade for this week, there is a 3-2-1 journal for you to do. I want you to do this after you look at this video. It's a very short little video. It is embedded. I didn't want to embed it, but I couldn't figure out how not to embed it, so I have embedded it right here. You can just click right here to play the video. And after that, I want you to complete the 3-2-1 Global Goals Journal right here. And the Global Goals Journal, when we open it up, you can see 3-2-1. I don't know if you've ever done a 3-2-1 exercise before, but I want you to find 3 global goals that you find interesting. Just list them. 2 global goals that you think you might be interested in enough to do some research. And then 1 global goal that you're ready to start reading and finding out about. This is not the commitment to it, but I want you to make up your mind about one of these, so that by next week you can commit to it and start some good old research on it. So at least do this 3-2-1 and think about start narrowing it down. I know 17 is an awful lot, but if you can narrow it down to the 3, and then maybe to the 2, and then maybe to 1, so that you can start looking around on that 1 to see if it's right for you. If you change your mind and say, no, I think I'm going to go back to one of those other 2 I picked, then that's fine. But just be ready by next week to declare which goal you're going to be doing research on for this essay. And next week I will share that goal, I will share the document with you for Project 4 essay. All right, let me get back to the Moodle page. My computer will cooperate with me. Yes, it will. Thank you. This week we also have one inquisitive activity to do regarding verbs and verb form errors. And if you want to review pages 322 to 327 in the Little Seagull Handbook before you attempt that inquisitive activity, that might be helpful to you. So really there are 3 graded assignments to be working on this time, 2 to complete the Global Goals 321 journal, the inquisitive activity, and then the Project 3 final essay final before midnight on October the 23rd, and I'm going to go back and fix that number on the page. So go ahead, continue to work on what you've been working on, make that essay as good as you possibly can, and then take a look to what we're going to be doing the rest of the semester and find something that you're truly interested in out of those 17 global goals. And I'll see you next time.